Alright, what's going on, guys? I'm back with Eddie, Justin, whatever you want to call me, bruh. I'm back! And I got the UU Open Round 1 versus, they placed me up against PDC. And when I saw that, I was like, dang, like I have a really tough opponent first, because I've heard of PDC before, and I've seen some of him play in SPO, so I know he's like really formidable, and I know he's been playing for a while. Longer than me, that is, like by like 1 or 2 years. So I was like, alright, well, I have a formidable opponent. I don't know how much UU he plays, but I was just like, okay, I'll try my best. And I was confident I could win. So it was Sun and Moon UU, best of 3, and then you advance if you win. And you can change teams, obviously. This is just UU Open standard rules. So the first game, I actually didn't get to catch the replay, so I have this live narration that my friend Dax did. And he has his narration here, so I'm pretty much just going to go through like my thought process, like the first game, because it does go to game 3. So he basically tosses me game 1, PDC does, and I'm gonna get the highlights in this video, like in this little narration here of the game 1, because I don't have the replay. But he pretty much, like, I make a misplay, as you'll see with my Volcanion, but he ends up winning with Crocune in this game. So I'll just go through like the highlights of this one, basically. So I lead off with Gliscor on Hydreigon, and I'm like, alright, I'm Spadef, I can take this hit. So basically, I think I just rocks go up here, and he misses a Draco, which is really unfortunate, as you see here. So he ends up defogging on my U-turn. I'm like, I gotta get a little momentum, go into Muck, get a little Pursuit off, because I know he's gonna switch, but I mean, obviously it doesn't really do much for me because he's gonna go into Aggron and put his rocks up. And we're just basically, this game is actually really long. So I go back, chain my rocks. So he goes back to Hydreigon, probably just like roost, or actually Z's on me. I live and I roost on it because I figured he might want a Draco slash D-Drake. And he does it, and I live and I roost that off easily. And then I go into Muck as he roosts, and then I catch the Aggron on the switch. It does 16. I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. Does no damage. Obviously, there was no point even predicting that. I could have just clicked freaking knockoff and done as much damage as that. But anyways, so I know that's fully defensive Aggron, so I switch out. I believe I switch out here and go into Gliscor. He heavy slams. I try and like roost here, and he goes into Lottie on my roost, and then actually no, he goes Coon. Or he doubles to Coon, and I make the play of U-turning right. And I think I go into Volcanion. Do I go into Volcanion? I don't even remember, bro. No. I go into Muck to try and knock off. Sorry, my speaker just cut off. Alright, anyways, so he heavy slams here. Yeah, I know. Like this game 1 is like it's very, very long. So basically this is where I mess up, and he pretty much just wins with this. So I'll just go ahead and skip to that part. So he comes in at this point, right? Let's see, where does it happen at? Where like he's in with this right here. Like I should have hit him up with my Z Grass, move from Volcanion back towards when I first had him here. But I end up not doing it. I should have done it to kill. As you'll see right here, Steam Eruption does 19. I would have KO'd from full if I had Z Grass there, but I thought he would switch, like, because he had a Lottie and he had a Florges, but he did not. So I end up making that misplay, and he rests, and then I end up losing to this thing, like, you'll see, like, right, like, pretty much, I'll just fast forward. This Crocune just ends up beating me, and then he PP stole a lot of my mons, and he gets back in with it, like, right around, end up killing the Crocodile. He just wanted to play it safe, but he goes back into Coon here, and this is where I just kind of lose. He just starts Calm Minding, and I try to flinch him, and then I'm just like, okay, yeah, this is fine. You can have the win, and I just say GG, and I forfeit, so that's game 1. Alright, I know that was a really, really, really bad, just put together one because I didn't have the replay, but I have the replay for the next one, so let me pull that up, and let me adjust the thing here. Okay. Whoops. Alright, let me move this. Alright, bet. I think that's fine. Okay, cool. Yeah, this is good. Alright. So, second game, I want to bring a different team. I brought like a really more not hyper offense, but a more offensive build to my team, and he obviously has brought a more offensive build to his as well, rather than that really bulky team he just had. So at these lead matchups, I'm actually going to go more in depth into these replays because I actually have them and I can stop whenever I want to. So I figured he would lead Nidoking, and the reason that I have this Gliscor set, it's speed to outspeed lead Nidoking. So I was like, okay, he has Nidoking. All Nidokings lead. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to kill EQ because I'm EV2. Now, I'm EV2 where, like, the roll is, like, 98.5 to, like, 111, right? So the roll is in my favor, and I'm like, you know what, I'm fine. I'll just do it. And it doesn't work out. And he lives on 1, and then Ice Beam kills my Gliscor turn 1. And I'm like, dang, man, I just lost my Gliscor. And it sucked. So I lose my Gliscor turn 1. I go into Manectric because I can hit him up with an HP Ice, or whatever he wants to do. He might switch out. Maybe keep this as a fodder. So I go into Manectric, and I'm just going to click HP Ice here. Safe. I know he's not Scarf, and he goes into Empoleon. I'm like, okay, he just takes the HP Ice. He knew I wouldn't Electric move there, which is fine. And he just protects the Scout I'm going to go for. I end up going for Volt Switch. And then Volt Switch again, as it does half. And I'm like, okay, that's decently Spadef. It's not fully Spadef. As he Toxics me on a Switch is a great play. And then here I'm just like starting to Calm Mind up, because I want to apply some type of momentum to him. And get him to make some plays that have to sack some mons. So I Calm Mind twice, and then I just recover here, and then I Psychic on the Nidoking, it dies, and then he brings out Togekiss. I'm like, oh, I can get a hit off on this, because I thought he was just going to go in because it was like Spadef and he could take a hit, but it ends up being Scarf, and he Air Slashes me. Obviously I get flinched, and then I lose my Lottie, which is unfortunate. I'm already down 2 in like 9 turns, which is pretty bad, but I go into Scizor, and I'm like, alright, I can U-turn here, because he might go Mag, or not, I might go Mag, so I'm just like, let me U-turn. Because he's going to be fearing the Bullet Punch, obviously. I haven't even shown him if I'm banned or not, so he does not want to play around with that. So I U-turn on the Empoleon, go into Manectric. He protects, obviously, like he did, just to get a little chip off, and then I believe I Volt Switch here, yeah, on the switch, because I knew he was going to switch there. And then I go into Muck, and I'm going to knock off here, and he's going to get a crit with his Z-Drake, and that's going to bring me down to 1 HP. And that actually really hindered me. He probably would have killed me with the next Draco, but I definitely would have been able to have enough HP to live the rocks of the next, if I wanted to sack this or whatever, or bring it in versus Slowbro or Empoleon, right? So basically I just sack off my Muck here. Part of the game happens. I'm down 5-3. I go into Scizor, and I'm like, okay, he's not going to want to play around with this, and he's just going to want to switch out. So I U-turn as he does go into Slowbro, just playing it safe. I can agree with that play. And he did play this game like really safe. So, because he knew he had the mons to do it, and he did play this one really safe. He didn't want to play around with my Superior, and he just kind of wanted to scout what I was going to go for. So literally here, I don't know if he overpredicts or he just wants to just play it safe. So he just sacks his Slowbro here to my Leaf Storm, which I'm perfectly fine with. I'll take that. And I'm at +2, and the Togekiss comes in. I'm like, okay, well, you'll see later on that my Superior is actually Scarf, but I don't want to reveal that to him just yet and do like 30% maybe, or upwards of that, just to get off a little damage and then like almost lose my Superior to his Togekiss. So I end up switching out into Manectric, obviously, obvious play, as he's going to Air Slash here, and it does 25 decent damage, and now I'm like, okay, I can just Thunderbolt here because I want to do as much damage as I can for my Superior, because I'm wanting to win with that later on in the game, because it's Scarf and it can tear through balance and offense teams. So I'm like, okay, please do not get flinched on this next one, and let me get off this damage. So he actually misses, which is fine for me. I'll take it. He crit my Muck, and I lost a roll turn 1, so I'm fine with this. So he misses and I get off damage, which is perfect, just what I did for Superior. So now I Thunderbolt again, as he's just playing it safe again. He wants to keep it alive, and he wants to not risk anything with going into like an HP Ice with his Hydreigon because he needs it healthy, or switching in on like a Flamethrower if I predict his Magneton. So he's just like, okay, my Empoleon is my most useless member, my most expendable, so I'm going to go into that. So I completely understand him on this play, as he just lets his Empoleon go here to get in a nice switch into whatever he wants to go into, as he goes up going into Hydreigon, and HP Ice is for damage, as he's just going to knock me out here, because I felt like damage was the most needed play. So I wanted to get damage off, because I didn't want to switch out and then not be able to get the damage on Hydreigon. I needed to kill it with a Superior Leaf Storm or to kill it with a Bullet Punch from Scizor. So I end up just staying in, sacking it for damage, and metric goes down. And then here's where the plays come in. I need damage on this Magneton for a Leaf Storm to give me for a Leaf Storm to hit, go to +2, and then kill him with another one. So I needed like 12% chip or something like that, to where that I could kill him with 2 Leaf Storms. After the contrary boosts for my second one. So here I'm like, I don't think he'll go hard mag, because if I superpower, he doesn't really know my set yet, because I've only revealed one move. So he hasn't seen leftovers or anything. So I don't really know what he's thinking about me. So he might think that I could superpower here. So he wants to play it safe. So here I'm just gonna go into Scizor, and I'm just gonna I'm gonna Bullet Punch. And then he's obviously going to go into his mag, as I'm lefties. And then I get a little Bullet Punch chip off, which is exactly what I needed. I need that 9%. You'll see it comes in handy due to my calcs. So I Bullet Punch for a little bit of damage. Obviously, he's not knocked me out with HP Fire. And by that damage, I saw that he was Eviolite. I figured this was Eviolite because 9%, the roll was supposed to be doing like 10 to 12. And it did, it was supposed to be doing 11 to 13, and it did 9, and I was like, okay, this is definitely Eviolite mag, which means that he's not going to be doing that much to my Superior. I can live in HP Fire, and as long as I hit all of my Leaf Storms, I can win this game. So I'm like, okay, that's fine, I got the chip I needed, go into Superior, go for 1 Leaf Storm, I hit, it does 48, and then Hidden Power does not kill me, and I go for another Leaf Storm, I hit that one, and I'm like, okay, this is the last turn, please. We're both Scarf. He does not know that I'm Scarf yet, as you'll see actually in the chat right here. PDC is like, Scarf, whoa, I got yoked. And I'm like, yeah, but I can miss. And thankfully, I end up hitting. Whew, yeah, that was really stressful, and I win game 2. So yeah, alright. On to game 3, so it's 1-1 now. The winner of this game obviously advances out of round 1. So I decided to bring this more. I actually brought another offensive team. This has fully offensive Hippo. It's got offensive Subseed, Giga Drain, Dragon Pulse, Mega Sceptile to break through stall like Blissies and Florgesses and Spadefwalls that can take it on. Right? It's just there to soak up HP. Z-Fly Bat, Stealth Rock, Toxic Spike, Nihilego, Choice Specs Mag, and I believe this is Choice Scarf Lottie. So, looking at his team, he has a Suicune, an Aggron, a Lottie, a Crook, a Florges, and a Como. This is basically the exact same team he brought in game 1, but instead of the Hydreigon, he brought a Como. And I was breaking down his team, and I was like, okay, this is definitely like a DD/Autotomized special Como, standard defensive Florges, probably Scarf Crook. I'm imagining like Life Orb or some kind of support Lottie with like Roost or Calm Mind, maybe Z even, standard Stealth Rock lead, Aggron, and Vincoon/Crocoon. So I'm like, okay, my matchup is not that bad, it's just I can't have the Scarfers get out of hand, because it very well could be Scarf Lottie, and that could tear through me if I lose my Lottie or I lose a speed tie. So I believe I end up leading off with my Hippowdon because I am fully offensive, and I want to get off as much chip as I can versus that Aggron because I know he's going to lead it. So, as he does end up leading Aggron, and I lead with my Spandex, my Hippowdon, and I just get off 30% chip with EQ turn 1, which is exactly what I wanted. And I get a little greedy here, and I end up going for an Ice Fang turn 2 to try and catch the Lottie if he wanted to go into it. It wasn't that bad of a play, I didn't lose too much momentum. So, I tried Ice Fang and catch a Lottie, but he ends up going into Suicune, which is obviously the better play. So, I'm going to switch out into my Lottie here, because it's my best middle ground, and I can do whatever I want versus this. So, here, he Scalds me. Thankfully, he does not burn me, and I'm like, okay, well, obviously he's not going to stay in. I could trick this. and I could do some kind of Calm Minding. I don't think he'd lose a Calm Mind more if I'm Calm Mind Psyshock, so I didn't think he'd want to risk that. And I figured he'd go into Florges here, so I go ahead and pull a double on him out into my mag, as I knew he's going to go Florges here as a safe play. So I do that, and it works out in my favor, and he does go Florges, and now I can apply momentum that I want to, and he does not have a switch into this thing. He obviously does not know that I'm Choice Specs, but if I'm Eviolite, he has no switch into this thing, like. So, and I can switch out my moves on anything. So my safest play here is 2 Flash Cannon. And so I guess he could have scouted here, but he ends up not, and he just goes hard Crocodile. And as you'll see here, he takes like 80% from this Flash Cannon, and it does so much. And then you'll see in the side chat here, Blunder is in the game, and he's like, PDC getting humbled by Edward, and I was like, I didn't even know he was in the game, and I was like, wow, that's funny. So yeah, just a little comedic relief there from Blunder. And so, anyways, back to the game. So I Flash Cannon the Crocodile, and it does 80%. And this play, oh my gosh, I literally just reset the whole game, my bad. Let me just fast forward here. So, here, oh, my bad. Man, it's kind of late, it's almost midnight here, dang. Alright, so here I wanted to stay in on this pursuit because I knew he was going to go for it. I knew there was no way he was clicking EQ. I just didn't have the balls to do it, guys. I'm being honest with you. I just didn't have the balls, so I was like, I mean, I know he's going to do it, but this is just too vital for his team in me killing that Suicune and the Florges and the Aggron. Like, it puts in so much work versus them. So I was like, okay, well, I'll live a pursuit, and I definitely want to get out of here. So I just eat the percent, and I go into Hippo. Now, Hippo, I think I just, what do I do here? I just double again? I think I double again into Sceptile here. Yeah, I do double again because I knew he was going to fear me killing him and want to go out into Suicune. So I doubled right back out into my Sceptile. Make very aggressive plays. And I'm just going to go ahead and go for the Leech Seed here. So, because I know he's going to go into Florges. Like, he doesn't know my set. And Subseed is not ran very much on Mega Sceptile. So I'm like, okay, he's obviously not staying in. So let me go ahead and and seed up on that Florges. Hopefully I hit. As you see, I do Mega, and I do hit the Leech Seed, which is great, and I get a lot of health back, so that pretty much negates the sand, and I'm getting a lot more. So I'm going to go ahead and put a sub here, and he gets me here. I put my sub up, and as he scouts like into Lottie, because he knows I'm not going to go hard for a Dragon Pulse and try and like Dragon Pulse a Florges. Like, that's a really bad play. So he scouts for the sub, and then here he makes a really good play, knowing, I mean, I kind of didn't have to do this, but I kind of just wanted to depulse and see if he was going to go back into Florges to do it, and he ends up doing it, which I should have not expected anything less than PDC, because he's a really solid player. So he does go back into Florges, Dragon Pulse, and I'm like, okay, I can just get back my Leech Seed up, and the sand's down, and I can get my HP back. Like, this is like it's a non-losing play here. Like, I'll just Leech Seed up, or get the seed back, and then I switch up in my Heligo, as he has to stay in there and Moonblast. Like, there's no way you want to risk me just like beating you 1v1 with sub. So I end up going into the Heligo here, and this is where I want to start applying pressure to his team with hazards, because they're really weak to it. Like, he has 4 grounded mons that are going to get hit by Toxic Spikes. So I actually don't lay up Toxic Spikes first, I go for Rocks. I just felt like Rocks were better in this situation. So I rock up here, and then I end up going out into Hippowdon on, I believe, what is a Toxic? Because he does Toxic here, yeah. Because he knew he was going to switch out, fearing an EQ, yeah. Solid play on his part. He does Toxic my Hippo. And here I'm just going to EQ because I was thinking that he might predict me to switch out, back out into maybe Heligo, predicting his Suicune or slash another Mon to get a Toxic Spike up versus, right, like to go back out into Suicune. So here I was like, alright, I think he might make that play, so I'm just going to stay in and get the damage off. So that's exactly what happens. So I do make that play correctly, and I do get the damage off here with the EQ. And then I'm going to switch back out into the Heligo, fearing him to, not fearing him, sorry. I switched back out into Heligo here because I figured he wasn't going to EQ because he didn't want to sack his Aggron. So I'm like, okay, let me double back out into Heligo on a possible maybe Florges or Suicune or anything that he wanted to do to apply momentum to my Hippowdon. So I'm like, okay, let me double back out into this and put up a T-Spike. So that's what happens. He goes out into Suicune. I'm like, okay, this is a perfect time for me to lay up a T-Spike and get some damage on on all these mons to start pressuring them more. As he goes right back out into Aggron. And here, I'm like, okay, I can just sack this. Like, this doesn't really do much for the rest of the game. And I can trade, and if he wants to kill me, I can go right out into my mag, and I can trap this thing. And I've pretty much gotten Stealth Rock, Toxic Spike, and kill the Aggron if I do this successfully. So I just get some chip off here, and I just do Power Gem. It goes down to 9%, and he just kills me, and I'm like, okay, this is fine. We'll trade mons here. I'll just go into my mag, and I'll Volt Switch out, because he can't switch, and I'll just kill the Aggron. And that's perfectly fine, that's what happens, and then I go out into my Lottie here, which is my fastest mon, because I wanted him to get brought out into a mon that got taken down by Toxic Spikes, because I figured if he wasn't Scarf on Lottie, let me try and give you my insight on this, right, on this play right here, because this made a lot of sense to me, and I'll try and make it sense to you, right? So he has Suicune, Crocodile, Florges, Como, and Lottie left. All of those the four of them get hit by Toxic Spikes except for Lottie. I was expecting him to expect me to think that his Lottie would not be Scarf, so I am going to just go into Lottie here, and if I don't see him go into Latios, then that means that he's not Scarf, and he doesn't want to risk a speed tie, or one of the two. So he ends up going into Florges here. I hope that made sense. That probably made no sense. Sometimes I should be rambling, bro. So I think that made sense. But anyways, he goes into Florges here, and I'm like, okay, I want to trick this thing, but it is a risky play. So I end up just tricking him, and I lose this play because he does Moonblast, and he gets me here. So yeah, he Moonblasts, and I lose my Lottie, but he is locked into Moonblast, and I didn't really have another play. I could have gone right into Crobat, but by the percent he was at, I wouldn't be able to kill him unless I Z-flied him. And I did not want to Z-fly the Florges and waste it, because my only way of getting some damage on that Suicune was to be using that Z-fly to get a hard hit off of Crobat, because regular Braver's only going to be doing like 30. So I wanted to get a great hit off on that Suicune with my Crobat, so I wanted to save that. So here I'm like, okay, I can go out into my mag here, and if he's he might be faster than me, and if he is, he'll take poison, but if I'm faster, then I'll also get damage off. So here I'm just going to Thunderbolt, or actually no, I Flash Cannon. So I Flash Cannon here, and the Scarf that I gave him makes him outspeed, but that's fine, he can knock me out, because now that the damage that he's done, he's at a point where I can go into my Crobat, and now I can kill him with just a regular Brave Bird. So that's exactly what I do. I Brave Bird the Florges as it gets knocked down, and then he goes Suicune, and this is perfectly why I wanted to save my Z-Fly. So he goes into Suicune, and I just Z-Fly here. Thankfully he does not protect, and he's not Vincoon, and he doesn't rest here, as he just goes right for a Scald trying to burn me. I definitely think he should have rested there, because he should have scouted for it, but obviously he did make the Scald play. I don't get burned, which is perfectly fine. And here I'm going to make a really aggro play, and I'm going to not even kill this thing with the bat, because I don't want to give him any chance to have any kind of Scarf sweep happen, because I don't have any monster that beat a Scarfer. So if that Crocodile Scarf or if that Lottie Scarf, I could definitely lose. So I want to take advantage of this opportunity and go out into my Sceptile and put a sub up to where I can kill any Scarfermon if I put a sub up. So he does Scald me here as I get out in here, and he stays in, which is perfectly fine for me. I didn't think he'd predict this. I was like, okay, great, I can go Sceptile, put up a sub, as he won't be able to break my sub, and I sub up, and he Scalds, it doesn't break my sub, and then I Giga Drain the next turn, and I'm like, okay, Sceptile, I think cleans here, as long as he's not double Scarf. So I'm thinking in the back of my mind, this is perfect. As long as he's not like Scarf, not double Scarf, I pretty much win this game, depending on rolls with Lottie. So Giga Drain here, get a little HP, and he goes out into Crocodile, revealing that is his Scarfer. So I did get that read on the team preview right, because it is a Scarfer, and he does knock off my sub, and I Giga Drain, killing it. That's where the sub came in handy. And here, the max roll on Lottie for a Dragon Pulse, the max roll is like 99, min roll is like 81, I think, so the roll is definitely in my favor, and I end up just Dragon Pulsing him. He's not Scarf, and I knock it out, and obviously from that range, the Como is also going to die from a Dragon Pulse because he's not Scarf, and I Dragon Pulse that, and I win. I beat PDC round 1, I was pretty happy. GG to PDC. And yeah, I move on to round 2 of the UU Open, so I'll definitely be documenting that when it happens. But it's only July the 8th, and the first round doesn't end until July 15th, so I don't really it probably will be a little while for the next Yu-Gi-Oh! Open matches. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. This has been Eddie, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.